Hello and welcome today as we join you for our FIP Digital Event Series focused on academic policy advocacy and learning from leaders around the world. Today it is our distinguished pleasure to have experts from the Eastern Mediterranean region of the world that will be joining us with a special focus on AI in education and the workforce. Behind the scenes, we have our co-coordinator and chat facilitator, Bleidt, who will be joining us today and has been influential in this creation. And we are incredibly proud to have one of our FIP members and leaders, Dr. Nadia Al-Mazrouei. And Nadia, if I pronounced your last name, please correct me in pronunciation. Who is our esteemed associate professor and expert advisory panelist for the WHO. As we look at our esteemed moderator's background today, she has over 30 plus years of healthcare experience and is currently an associate professor. She has substantial education, completing her Bachelor's of Pharmaceutical Sciences with honors at Cairo University in Egypt, a Master's in Clinical and Hospital Pharmacy and Management, and later her Doctor of Philosophy at Queen's University in Belfast. Among her prestigious roles, including her work with the WHO, she is also the president of the Eastern Mediterranean Pharmacy Forum, the president of the UAE ISPOR chapter, the president of the Pharmacy Association in UAE. She has substantial service and specialties and a passion for increasing disease state management and enhancing the integration of science practice and workforce. It is with great pleasure that I turn over today's moderation and presentation to Nadia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Janine, for this nice presentation. It's my pleasure really to be here with you. So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, which is entitled Empowering Education Through AI, Bridging Gaps Between Learning and Workforce Development in the Emirates region. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all of you with us today for this important discussion in artificial intelligence, as artificial intelligence is transforming the educational landscape, offering new opportunities to enhance learning, address challenges, and better prepare students for the evolving workforce. In the Emirates region, the integration of AI in education has the potential to not only revolutionizing the teaching and the learning, but also address the critical gap between the academic preparation and the industry demand. So today's webinar brings together estimated experts in education and AI who will share their insights, experience, and innovative strategies. We will explore the role of AI in education, its benefits and challenges, and how we can foster collaboration between academic industry to develop the competency-based learning approach. So our webinar, we will start by Prof. Murq Al-Ataibi, our speaker. He's associate professor at King Saud University, and he's also president of Saudi Pharmaceutical Society. He's also his education was started by his bachelor in pharmacy from King Saud University and PhD in pharmacology and toxicology from Virginia Commonwealth University. He's also the president of, as we said, Saudi Pharmaceutical Society. His experience as a researcher He's expert in biochemical molecular effect of cytotoxic drugs and radiation in tumor cells, and he is also his search also in mode of cell death and their signaling processes. Also, development of therapeutic strategies to improve patient compliance to cytotoxic drugs via prevention of peripheral neuropathy and other serious side effects. So we will start with him discussing the benefit and the challenges which is facing the AI also in education, and he will speak about balancing the opportunities and the challenges of the AI in education. And you can start your yes, and discussing also how the collaboration between the academic and industry can create competency-based educational framework. He will speak about the aligning the education and the work needs through the AI competency model. He will provide also very good examples about application of these things. Prof. Morak, you can start your presentation now.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Nadia, for the great welcoming. Actually, the application of AI is very important nowadays in terms of um, um, improving education as well as improving the pharmacy practice worldwide. We need the AI to accelerate, for example, drug discovery. With the in silico models nowadays in research and grad school, we might find challenges, honestly, for example, in lab work and in doing research in wet lab. But with these tools nowadays, we can save time and resources and chemicals, etc., and work in AI models, prediction models that can guide us through and also enhance the educational process of these programs. Also, the AI can also have some functions in terms of optimizing manufacturing, and this is also something that can academia work along with the stakeholders in manufacturing companies to develop such programs and train the students and pharmacists on these programs. So implementation of AI in academia nowadays is becoming a necessity somehow due to the high need for this technology in future to actually improve the skills of pharmacists to be as knowledgeable as, for example, engineers and other specialties in this area of AI.
Thank you, Prof.
Yeah. For the examples, we have certain examples. Yeah, let's say for example, in Saudi Arabia, we have some centers that is enhancing the AI use and regulations. The Saudi Digital Artificial Intelligence and Authority, they have established a platform and enhance the companies to and fund the companies actually to be pioneer in this matter, especially in pharma industry. Also, the Ministry of Health also has companies, found companies that they provide solution for to reduce medication errors, for example. I have one story for that. One of these companies actually has developed a prediction model that can track the diabetic or the pre-diabetic patients, and that be based on their behavior and the medications and their history before. And the shocking or the I would say surprising thing that they have identified diabetic patients that they don't know they are diabetic. And that was a prediction model that has been developed by one of these projects that has been funded by governmental initiatives. So I believe that that thing is very important, and that will enrich and make our job as pharmacists more convenient in the future.
Thank you very much, Prof. Mork, on this very nice elaboration and for these examples. So you answered also what the role can AI play in identifying and addressing the skills gaps in the workforce, and this is very important. And the most important is how can academia and industries effectively collaborate on these contexts in the Middle Eastern Mediterranean region?
I believe, Prof. Nadia, that academia and the academia doesn't only provide certificates in terms of like bachelor, master's, or PhD. We also can play a very important role in terms of reskilling the graduates via diploma or certificates, whatever the name is. But the thing is that we have to reskill the pharmacist. So I believe one thing that we can do that provide or establish programs for the AI education in terms of theory, and maybe this program should be provided in collaboration with centers that can have the infrastructure and train the pharmacists hands-on on these skills. For example, Saudi FDA has a center for real-world evidence, and they work really hard on that actually, and it's becoming very effective center nowadays. So having a program to train to educate first in universities and send those students to training sites such as, for example, as I said before, Sadaya or the Ministry of Health or Saudi FDA, to get trained on such techniques that will also lead to better collaboration. I also there is an example, but for IT graduates, that has been successfully done in Egypt. So there was a partnership between two entities in Egypt, private sector and public sector, and they reskilled the IT graduates, and as per what we have read in the results, It was amazing that how they achieved their goals via reskilling their IT specialist. However, the whole point is that academia can at least um, reskill or inject in their courses some topics about AI and enhance and encourage the students about it. And also, we should focus on how AI would be improving the future of pharmacy practice in general. يعني.
Thank you very much, really.
Welcome.
Thank you for this elaboration. This is what I think the main role of academia, that to focus on the collaboration for competency-based education. This is all for the advancement and the skills and filling the gap for the workforce, for these to be a competent pharmacist working in the workforce in real life. In real life examples. Thank you very much, Prof. More on this really presentation and elaboration. Now we will go to, thank you very much, very interested. Now we will go to Dr. Rana Ibrahim, our second panelist, which is, she is a doctor of pharmacy, specialized in doctor of pharmacy and lecturer in pharmacy practice and clinical, and she's a clinical pharmacist in Sharjah University in UAE. And she's also, she got her bachelor in pharmacy and life sciences from Wayne State University School of Medicine. She's also finished her doctor of pharmacy in University of Florida. She's certified in advanced health professional education from the University of Sharjah. And also she's innovated role in pharmacy, including participating in Gulf Near East Pharma Care, Helen podcast series focusing on CBD accredited insights. And this is one of our aim also, that directly enhance daily practice shared by experts from different disciplines. Her goal to leave an impact on patient care. Thank you very much, Dr. Rana, and welcome back. Welcome. We welcome you here in this presentation. So you are going to speak about the main things that what's the will highlight on the transformative power of AI in education, revolutionizing learning outcomes. So what are the example of AI-driven tools like additive learning systems, virtual tutors, or smart contents you think about it? And also elaborate on what's the role of AI in enhancing personalized learning and accessibility, and especially on the poor income countries. So we want to see, emphasizing on how can institutions in EMRO integrate AI in low resource settings. Also, this is very important because we care about pharmacy everywhere. We are globally talking about it to advance pharmacy. And this is the aim of FIB also, an aim of all the pharmacies, that we are advancing pharmacy profession globally. And what are also some key AI tools educators should adopt today from your experience in Sharjah University? Thank you very much. You can start yours.
Okay, so good afternoon, Dr. Nadia. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and pleasure to be here with you today and to share this very important webinar with very important goals, and especially that this is the AI era where we cannot run away from it, and we have to be up to date and up to the level, especially when it comes to education and improving learning outcome. So I believe that AI is reshaping the way we learn, or the way we teach, the way we interact with educational content in general. And definitely it has a role in different ways. It has a role in, as I said, in education, in personalized learning, in teaching assistance, in, for example, content creation as well, and in student assessment also. That's a very important thing that you mentioned, Dr. Nadia, that using AI in student assessment is crucial and is helping a lot in this matter. So let me talk a little bit about the way AI improves learning outcome in education, and how does it offer personalized, efficient, and engaging ways to learn. So it can make an impact through different levels. First, I would say like personalized learning. If we think of like adaptive learning system, like AI-powered platform, analyze individual student strength, usually weaknesses, and learning pace to tailor content and difficulty levels. Maybe automated system provide immediate and specific feedback to guide improvement in assignment or assessment, and this is where we can see the impact of AI on improving the learning outcome. Second point, maybe I will talk about the engagement and accessibility, where you have the AI-driven virtual tutors, chatbots, and gamified learning platforms to keep students engaged and motivated on all levels. And AI tools like speech to text, language translation, text to speech technology that can assist different type of students with disabilities or language barrier. AI can definitely help with we're talking about the learning outcome. AI can grade assignments for us, can free up the different type of educators in all fields to focus more on teaching and student interactions, which what we need and what is recommended nowadays. And of course, it helps us in curriculum design and offer different type of insights to help refine the curriculum, like our experiences in University of Sharjah, to address learning gaps in general. Of course, AI can help in also in performance tracking, like track student progress over time, identify areas needing different type of intervention, and also it can predict student at risk of falling behind and prompts timely remedial action, which what we use with for example, advising in our university through AI to prevent pitfalls of students and try to help them before they jump into probation or things of that sort. Definitely AI can help with skill development and training, as my colleague mentioned, the virtual lab, AI simulation and simulation-based learning powered by AI. Soft skills training like role player tools help learners practice communication, teamwork, other essential skills as well. And also, this is one of the experience that I wanted to share with you from our university that helps with AI, that AI is helping us with our improvement. Of course, AI generates teaching material like summaries, or can also handle repetitive tasks. It allows educators to dedicate more time to student-centered activities in general. So it is, I would say that AI is making a revolution in the education. It's enhancing teaching. It's making the assessment more effective. And as AI advances, its impact will only grow more and more. So our only way is basically to try to be equipped with the tools that help us develop ourselves and be equipped with the right skills to help us face the new future that AI is giving to us and helping us in many different aspects that I mentioned, and of course my colleagues mentioned as well. So, Dr. Nadia, to go back to your question about the basically what can institutions do, especially in low resources countries in general. Institution can use like open source AI platform like TensorFlow or AI-powered education apps that require minimal infrastructures. If we're talking about countries that don't have enough power to equip themselves with the right infrastructure. And of course, we can partner with different organization or NGOs and technology providers to access affordable tools and definitely training for the team that is going to interact with AI is important. So always I would say training is essential, because you don't want to have a gap between what is what is learned and what we want from the AI. The other question that you mentioned, Dr. Nadia, probably adaptive learning systems, which we call ALS. These are can be we can get them from like Coursera's AI tool that are available all the time through LinkedIn and through different platforms. As I said, nowadays we are using, or students are using, or everybody's using ChatGPT for finding answers that are, for different type of questions. But maybe the challenge is to use the ChatGPT in the right way and pay attention to the wrong information that we can have from ChatGPT, and try to develop an idea and formulate an idea after gathering information from different sources, and then try to see what is logic and what is suitable, and then go ahead and present it either to the students or to the public, etc., etc. As long as it is based on scientific evidence and supported guideline, definitely we go with it. The last thing that I want to talk about is basically the data analytics tools for monitoring student progress, like Edmodo or Canvas, that also can be used as part of AI. And it helps with also developing AI on different levels, or using AI effectively. So to wrap up what I said, because I don't want to take too much of your time, I want to give a chance for my colleagues also to participate. As I said, the impact of education or of AI on education is huge, and definitely we have to be up to date with all on all levels, and to definitely use it in correctly, and get the benefit, the most benefit out of it, to help our generation and the future generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doctora, for your elaboration and for nice, really covering your subjects. Now it will take us to the third speaker. We will discuss the benefit and the challenges. So before that, I want to announce also that I encourage you all, our attendees, to actively participate by sharing your question in the chat box during these sessions. And you will also we will do our best to address as many as possible during the question and answer segment, please. So now we will go to our third speaker, Dr. Diana Malaab. Dr. Diana is Associate Professor in College Research and College Research Coordinator in Gulf Medical University in UAE, and she got her bachelor degree and doctor from PharmD from Lebanese American University, her master in clinical pharmacy also and pharmacoepidemiology from Lebanese University, PhD in clinical research and public health from University Paris Créteil in France, board certified in pharmacotherapeutic therapy. She's got more than 19 years of teaching experience in pharmacy school, and she held different administrative also positions, in addition to teaching, supervising students in their research, published manuscripts in highly ranked and peer-reviewed journals, and also she recipient of many grants from international and local also grants. She focused on reviewing drug use, assessing public awareness, evaluating therapeutics outcomes among different healthcare conditions. Thank you, Dr. Diana. Now we will cover this. We will discuss the benefit and the challenges. So we'll speak about balancing the opportunities and challenges of AI in education. You can start your presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Nadia. Good morning for the attendees who are having the early morning, and good afternoon to all the attendees who are having the afternoon. So I will be sharing my slides. I prepared a couple of slides that I would like to share them with you regarding the use, the benefits, and the challenges for the use of artificial intelligence among our educators and students as well. So I need to share. Dr. Nadia, please can you just click on the icon where I can share the screen, please? Okay. So basically, as you can see from the slides, I tried to use the figure, the representation for the AI. How do they look? So this is just the theme for the presentation. What are the benefits and what are the challenges? Actually, when we have heard about AI, we were just resistant to the use of AI initially, and we were not aware, because anything that's being new to our case, to our daily life, sometimes we might not be able to apply it because we don't know the reasons behind the use and how can we use. And for that reason, we have to talk about the balance, the advantages, the opportunities, and what are the challenges that we are facing, whether we as educators during teaching, during our OSCE labs, during our assignments, when we submit to the students. So students are using AI, definitely, but we have to make sure that it's not being excessively used anyway, that the students are not being able to use their intellectual ability. So for that reason, what are the benefits of the AI? From the educator perspective, I will start from the educator perspective. As my colleagues mentioned regarding it saves time.
Dr. Diana, can you make it full screen, please? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so you're most welcome. So regarding the benefits, what are the benefits? From our side as educators, it saves our time because we are going to have quick answer. And from the student's perspective, the same. However, the major challenge in this case is that the data that we get sometimes may be correct and sometimes is not going to be accurate, or we know that the ChatGPT is lacking some updates. And for that reason, we might be hesitant to share our answer, especially if it relates to the patient data. So basically, upon the study that we have done in UAE, and we are publishing the data soon, we found that the use of the AI in terms of the data, drug-drug interaction, and the use of the lexicon or the micromedics, which are credible data that we are going to obtain, there was some discrepancies in the categories for the drug interactions, the severity, how can we act as healthcare professionals. So for that reason, we know that the advantages will be saving time, it's available, it's for free, because we know that nowadays there is the paid version from the ChatGPT. However, the accuracy, we have to keep just comparing it to other references to make sure that the answers are correct. So in this case, the only advantages in terms of the current time being is that it saves time. It improves the process and the workflow. So sometimes if we need rapid answer, if we need just to go for brief overview about the new topic, which is not commonly covered in our daily life practice, we might be going for the ChatGPT. And it enables a quick decision making, especially if it relates to the healthcare professionals in the hospital, and if they are collaborating with the other healthcare team, sometimes we need to go for a quick decision making. So ChatGPT technology or the use of AI, as we mentioned it, is going to save time. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we are comparing it to other gold standard reference so that we can get a full answer and more credible answer. Regarding these are the advantages. Regarding the challenges, for example, when we are asking the students to submit their assignments, sometimes we say that you have to compare, because we at Gulf Medical University, we are comparing and we are checking for the plagiarism of the use of AI. So we know that during submission of an assignment, there is certain percentage of plagiarism is acceptable or allowed for the students to have. So nowadays we are comparing for the percentage of plagiarism from the use of AI, and we are trying to limit the use of AI, because we know that AI, sometimes there is a major challenge that we feel that it might replace the human personnel to a certain extent, because we know that none of the interventional methods, and we hope that it remains till the end of the world, will replace the human capacity or the manpower. So in this case, the ChatGPT or the use of AI, the major challenge, it might replace some of the skills, because not all of the skills can be replaced, especially when it comes to the empathy, especially it comes to the human side from the healthcare profession. It will not be replaced through the use of AI. So AI will replace part, but it will not be able 100% to replace or to take over the place of the healthcare professional. And the major challenge, if we are going to rely it on as a main or as a primary resource for our assignments or for our lectures, that will be a major drawback. So we have, it's there, it's free, it can save our time, but we have to make sure an efficient use of these resources rather than relying it 100% in order to avoid or to decrease the intellectual probably functioning. So in this case, we have to combine it with critical intellectual thinking, and we have to use it at the same time because it's there, and we cannot be resistant to the use or the development of any new technique. So regarding the overcome, so first of all, we have, if we want to say in the universities, we are doing workshops in order to enhance how to make an efficient use of AI, as what we are doing in Gulf Medical University. So we are using it, but we are using it in a clever way so that we have to make sure they must benefit, and we are still able to think or able to apply the human touch at the end on every single assignment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Diana. Yeah. Thank you very much. So I think you clarified the benefit, personalized learning, efficiency in grading, and administration, of course, work. Also, access to real-time analytics. This is very important. The challenges we have also, the ethical issues, lack of teacher training, data privacy concern, and also the unequal access to technology. This will take us to another question. How can educators overcome resistance to adapting AI in classroom?
Thank you, Dr. Nadia, for your question. Regarding the resistance, first of all, we have to assess the barriers. What are the barriers that educators face, basically, that allow them or that will cause them to be resistant? So, for example, I think what applies to myself or to any educator, I think the major barrier is that students are going to rely 100% on these resources, and we know that these resources are not 100% credible. So for that reason, first of all, we have to ask for the barriers that the educators are facing. Then after that, we have to do workshops to decrease the resistance. So we have to conduct workshops highlighting how can we make sure and make efficient use of the AI, probably in terms of we can distribute some cases for the students to solve because it's already there for the students. So instead of allowing the students to do only the cases during the exam, and then they might be facing troubles in solving the cases, so we will allow the students to make the benefit by practicing at home since they are already there, but we try to adapt the case to the lecture that we gave. So in this case, first of all, we have to ask for the barriers, and then we have to do workshops in order to assess, and we have to do policies, and that will highlight the most efficient use of the AI.
Excellent. So you jump to the second question, which is, what are the challenges, including ethical concern, resistance to change, and infrastructure limitation? Is it one of the also this issue? And what's the measure can be taken to ensure ethical use of AI in education? What do you think that is the most important things that we have to concentrate on it?
Regarding, we have to look at the percentage of plagiarism as a so in order not to be 100% relying on AI, we can look at the assignment for the percentage of plagiarism, and we say that the acceptable range is 10 or 15%, depending on the year that the student is practicing, whether it's an early year pharmacy, pre-pharmacy, or professional years, year 4, year 5. And then we look at the percentage allowed of plagiarism. And in this case, we say that the professional or what's being acceptable or ethical to your assignment is that you have to use this one. So we have to look at the institutional level. What is the percentage allowed for the students to rely on AI? This is the first one for the ethical. Regarding the policies and practices which have to be applied on institutional level, and the policies should not come only from the administrative side. Faculty members should be there as well. A student perspective should be taken into account. So in this case, it will be a closed loop, assessing from different stakeholders, where all are going to be engaged in the decision making, and the decision will be solid evidence-based.
Thank you very much, Dr. Diana. Thank you very much. Now it will take us to the fourth speaker, Dr. Sarah. So, yeah, Dr. Sarah with us. So we are going to speak about the innovative part through AI. And this is very important also. We spoke about the challenges, we spoke about the benefits, about competency and what we want. This era also, when we want to speak about innovation through AI. So innovation in teaching, in skill development, through AI implementation, through like AI gamifications, and like AR and VR platforms, fostering engagement and creativity, also virtual labs and stimulation enabling practical learning without physical infrastructure. Dr. Sarah, she will highlight on these things. She's digital transformation CEO and founder of Digital Transformation Expert and Business Consultant, organization Catalyze Consultancy in UAE. She got a bachelor in pharmaceutical science from Alexandria in Egypt, and marketing diploma focusing on integrating marketing, sales, management from the American University in Cairo. Also for the International Center, NLB, TOT, all these, she is also, she's specialized. And she got master in business from Swiss Business School from Zurich, and doctorate degree in entrepreneurial studies and innovation of International Business Academy in Switzerland. Also, she's full-time entrepreneur to make a change in the pharmaceutical educational process. She's very active, empower. Her goal is to empower women in high-tech industry and play a vital role in bridging the gap between the pharmaceutical academic education process and the hands-on experience pharmacists, which globally. She served also, she's the founder, managing director of this in the Pharmacist Association in UAE. And also she got experience representing pharmacists across patient care environment, hospitals, and outpatient clinic. Thank you, Dr. Sarah. You're welcome here. She will speak about innovative teaching and skill development through AI implementation. Next slide, please. Yes, innovative teaching and skill development through AI. She will showcase studies about the AI applications that have transformed teaching practice and improved skill development. She will highlight on how institutions can foster innovation in teaching through AI. Dr. Sarah, you can start your presentation. Thank you very much for your coming, and then we will ask you these questions.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nadia, for the invitation and for such an interactive session.
You're welcome.
For the webinar today, if you don't mind, I need to share my screen. So I have a small presentation to share with the attendees, if you don't mind. Okay, I guess it's clear like this, right? So yeah, I'm very glad to be with you today, and this is our first event to attend as a pharmacist association, not only for Catalyst or for me. So we are so glad to announce that this is first event, international event for Pharmacists Association in UAE. Thanks to Dr. Nadia and Dr. Rana and all the founding team. Finally, we have a place for pharmacists in UAE to gather and to understand everything. I came from the corporate perspective, and I'm in learning development for more than 20 years now. So I'll take you on a different scenario. I'll take you on a different journey, hopefully today, and hopefully it will be insightful and it will be interactive for the pharmacists, young pharmacists, especially today. Just in the beginning, let me give you some estimate numbers about pharmacy, where we are right now. The landscape of future pharmacists, I'll take you on a journey from now till 2035. So let's see what the pharmacy will look like in the future. Right now in UAE especially, we have a current pharmacy job like almost 12,000, and we have a projection growth in 2030 to be 22. That means more than 76% increase. Also, we have fast growing specialization in digital health pharmacy, clinical pharmacy, and pharmaceutical technology. Something very interesting as well, that the market transformation indicator, more than 65% of current pharmacy roles will require upskilling. So we need it urgently. And more than 40% of pharmaceutical jobs will involve AI and digital health technology. So if you don't get AI course, at least in your university right now, you need to think it twice. In my presentation, I'll go with you during a journey of one of our pharmacists, the future pharmacist. She's Amira, and she came from 2035. Amira is 28. She's in Dubai Healthcare City working. She has a digital pharmacy certification, and she speaks many languages. At the same time, she had a very digital pharmacy certification with Master in Pharmaceutical Informatics, specialized training in AI-assisted healthcare technology, and she can speak all the languages that we have right now. Imagine how Amira's day will look like as a pharmacist working in healthcare facility in 2035. First, she will get a patient through hologram. She would check everything about his system, his morning brief, and all the assistance that he will need from her side that will be linked to her hospital digital health board. After having her coffee, Amira will wear her AVR or augmented reality lenses or device, displaying a real-time patient data, medication interaction, and even predictive health analytics. The days of manual prescription checking are no longer there. Even Amira will have like a meeting with her manager to tell him about how she made the patient risk assessment that's ready and how the personalized medication adjustment need to be done immediately. After her assessment for the patient, she will get a more complex cases that will arise. Patient will come to her with a rare genetic disorder that require highly specialized medication. Amira's role now is not to dispense or to give or even to consult. She needs to analyze all the genetic markers, predicting the potential drug interaction, customize medication at the molecular level. Also, she needs to balance patient-specific genetic profile with the treatment efficiency. Amira used her advanced AI techniques and all the certification she got to run a very comprehensive genetic analysis, simulate the potential medication response, generate personalized treatment protocol, and communicate to find what patient care team is doing or looking for. After this, she will go for another task. Amira now needs to be working in a telemedicine and remote consultation for a patient that might be in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, or anywhere in our MENA region. She will have a digital challenge every day to manage cross-border pharmaceutical regulation, ensuring this data privacy and security, as you said, Dr. Nadia, providing cultural sensitive care, and also bridging any technological gaps that will be. Amira will conduct this kind of virtual consultation across the MENA region in real-time translation and culturally respected communication protocol. This is not only your job as a pharmacist in the future, you will need also to check the ethical management team. So are you ensuring the algorithm fairness and protecting the patient data, train the pharmacists for the ethical technological use, and make sure that AI decision will be transparent and fair or not. This is our task and Amira's job in the future. While we're going through AI since the beginning of the webinar, we found that pharmacists will need lots of knowledge and also competences. We need to learn about quantum computing, biodiagnostic system, blockchain, and how this with securing data will be, AI-driven personalized medication and pharmaceutical care, and moreover, advanced genomic medication mapping. This kind of part of how the education should be in the coming years, maybe we need to start from right now. I know pharma is a very tough topic and we had a lot to study, but it's not enough. I'm sorry to say this. Now you need to make sure that your data, your knowledge, your pharmacological data and subject will be all wrapped with AI, with technology, with blockchain, all those kind of powered tools that can make this science more customized and personalized for our patients. Also, you can find yourself as a young pharmacist now, need to make sure that you have the competencies. We never thought about it before. Like 20 years back, I never had this kind of idea that I need to manage cross-border pharmaceutical regulation, how I can make sure that data privacy and security are there, even how to be cultural intelligent while dealing with different patients. I guess our aim today for the webinar to raise this kind of awareness, that's the bridging the gap and keeping this kind of connection between the science that we have that's very valid and very respected in pharma, and how the education should be considering empowering AI tools and methods, as all my colleagues said, that can those be the formula for different perspective for the new education, where pharmacists can really lead. Because we are expecting, I'm working now in private, so I'm looking for pharmacists, for new generation who can work with us. But I cannot only hire anyone because they have a degree in pharma right now. If they have a data science or they have AI powered tool or they understand the blockchain, then they will add a value to any institute, either it's a private or even for the public. So you as a pharmacist, you need to check right now. Encourage everyone, pharmacists and even educator professors, to assess yourself from those knowledge and those competences from 0 to 5. Each one of you, you have some kind of knowledge about this. Do you have any familiarity with using tools like this? Do you have time to read about it and to understand it? We all are talking about ChatGPT, but it's not only the one. Do you tried any other like Claude or any other Anthropic tools? Because the very good part and very also threatening part that AI is highly interactive and highly dynamic each day. So you need to make sure that you are in the right track and always caring about this. I guess this is a huge part of our mission in the Pharmacy Association and FIB for sure, to make sure that in the coming future, the pharmacist role will never be only dispensing medication. And you saw robotics taking this place anyway. Our part will be at the healthcare aspect, building the real technology and building the human care with a way that we can understand in science as well as in technology. Thank you, Dr. Nadia, and all the audience.
Thank you really for this nice jump. I felt that we jump from the real life, what we are teaching from the professor, and now we will discuss what's the next in the future. Thank you, Dr. Sarah. So let's think or give you this question. What innovative teaching practice enabled by AI have the most impact? You will find it. And also, how can AI support faculty in enhancing teaching methods? from your point of view?
I guess you know this. We started like even way time before even COVID, and I believe that gamification and using AI-powered tools can make pharma fun. That's my quote, because we need to make sure that this kind of education is not that boring science that we memorize it and that's it. You know, all this kind of chemistry models and all the samples and everything. You can memorize it and then you forget it. This is not the time. Now we need to make sure that pharmacists are real life equipped with all the skills and all the competences. Gamification, VR, AR, whatever the tool we are using, those are very vivid material we can adapt. I guess the challenge with the educator more, because I guess you asked this question, but the new generation are so adaptable more for the change. They love those kind of technology. But it's our part how we can make sure, as Dr. Rana said and Dr. Diana, how you frame it, how you make sure that you have a balance between the AI tool, like we use it in VR, and this kind of simulation labs and pharmacy, and how also we can increase the intellectual, the critical thinking, those kind of powers that pharmacists really need in real life. And I really, from here, encourage everyone in pharmacy to learn about business, to start this kind of entrepreneurial journey. I guess with FIB before and lots of associations, we started kind of competitions with the young pharmacists, because honestly, it's very sad. Every single app I saw that's for pharmacy education was not built by pharmacists. It's either engineers or architects or anyone else, even doctors. But it's a time for pharmacists to be part of the game, to be part of innovation, to be part of startups and kind of new businesses. You know, I will share with the audience, if you like, attendees, kind of list of new startups and new businesses using AI as a tool that can empower their decision in medicine regulations or management system, whatever you have. But still, I aim in this, especially the MENA region, to find more people who are eager to be entrepreneur in pharma and to learn about technology and do with their hands.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah, for this nice presentations. I think we will jump to our last part speaker about developing the regional strategy. So this is what we talk about it. We talk generalized. And I think you are marvelous, each one of you, like a pearl in a necklace. So I think we want to enlighten also our focus in that. How can we do it? How can we develop regional strategy, strategizing the AI adoption for bridging the education and the workforce gaps in Emirates through discussing the regional strategy for adopting AI in education to meet workforce demand, and this is our aim. And also we want to highlight on actionable steps for fostering collaboration and ensuring sustainable growth. Feel free, anyone who want to answer. Dr. Sarah, if you want to answer it. Prof. Morak, if you want. Who will start? Open the mic and start. Dr. Rana, Dr. Diana. What do you think?
I guess I can start with some insights, if you don't mind. Yeah. As everything is changing right now, the strategy will come from everyone, all the players.
Yes.
I guess academia have a lot of things to be done, and you are the core, to be honest, because everything we learn in university, everything we got with our educators, that will be the core that we have. But still, I guess advocacy and some kind of committee and associations of pharma that can shape this kind of strategy, because we need to close the gap between what's happening in the market, and we all see that we have lots of discrepancies and issues that's happening in the market between the workforce with the pharmacist and what is expected from them to be done. So education as an academia, that will be a huge part. Associations will play a part. Pharmacists themselves as young pharmacists need to be done, regulators. So I guess Dr. Nadia is a part of everyone, and we need to connect, even speak about how we can change some kind of mandates of the education, material, subject that you have. So it's not one role. I guess everyone will be involved in this to make it different. That's my point.
Yes. So we build AI readiness by training educator and students in digital skills. And this is, I think, very important through universities and through also associations. Also, we can partner with the governments and industries to create policies and funding opportunities. And this is also, it will highlight on these things. But anybody want to add anything?
Yeah, Dr. Nadia, thank you
Yes,
so
Prof.
much. Yeah,
The floor is
I
yours.
believe so. Education play a very important role. However, I would just want to emphasize on a point that we should, the ones who control AI, not make AI control us. I see in the attendees that some are students. So even though using AI sometimes does not give you the right answer or the correct answer, or I tried myself for example, for some very sophisticated questions that I really have the answer. For example, in cancer therapy, and I know the mutations, and I ask a question that if this mutation is there or not in certain type of tumor, and it gives me the wrong answer. So does not that means that AI tools that we have it publicly is not trained enough, which might lead or mislead actually the students and gives very wrong informations and knowledge. So what we have to do is that we have to uh, uh, teach students and educators that there is the source of information should be the same, and we are the ones who enrich the AI with the right information. So that's a thing that we have to message to send to our students. And as you said, the regulation, the universities can be a regulator, but I think Ministry of Education and higher bodies, whatever called in every country, but they should be another that layer of control has to be from there. So that's one thing that I want to elaborate on, and I'm sure Dr. Diana and Dr. Sarah has a lot to say. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you, Prof. I agree with you 100%. Anyone who want to add to this question? Dr.
Yes.
Diana?
Yes, regarding this,
Yes, of course. Take your time.
regarding the OSCE and the use of the digital tools in professional skill courses, whether a series of the professional skills, in this case, we are going to introduce the students to the idea that the digital platforms are there that will benefit them during their education. So that will increase, that will enhance their skills, they will enhance their knowledge. So students are going to be adapted to the idea of the clinical cases, and then when they are going to graduate and they're going to work, so they are going to have similar cases in their daily practice, and the use of the digital devices or digital platforms will help them early in their education and later when they graduate. So early introduction of these platforms, effective introduction of these platforms early in their education will be exerting potential influence when they graduate as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Dr. Rana, I saw that you want to say something.
Yes, I typed something in the chat box, and this is about the just like a code for using AI wisely. I hope everybody can read it, and this is the type of summary of really what the message that you want to pass over the attendees and everyone.
Thank you very much, Doctora. So also we want to see, I'll have another question for you, that what are the first step of EMRO institutions should take to implement AI-based strategies? What do you think about it?
I think policies.
Yes, Thank you. This is the main things is policies, to start with policies. And
I'll start with the digital literacy. We need to have this. The mindset of pharmacists, to be honest, Dr. Nadia, lots of pharmacists think that as they finish, they have the bachelor or even the master, that will be enough in pharmacy. And it's not. The dual professionality now is a mandate. So you should be a pharmacist like specialized in like AI or in data analytics or whatever. So digital literacy is a mandate for me to raise awareness and change the mindset of pharmacists themselves.
Thank you very much. Dr. Rana, Dr. Diana, what do you want to add? You have something?
I would rather add as well ethical.
Excellent.
As well.
And I'm going to add attitude, because there's a lot of us that aren't as young as those of us on this panel that are in faculty positions or in senior leadership positions in the practice that are still not accepting of AI and speak very much against it. So I think we have to have some type of attitude adjustment and I agree with the education. It's not just what you get in pharmacy school. It's what we have to do is continuing pharmacy education after we graduate. And that's why we're having this session here.
Yes.
Because we got to look at the future, guys. I don't know if you realize that, but we saw the future here. So that's really important.
Excellent. Thank you, Prof. Barry. You really you summarize everything. Now, Dr. Rana, you can speak.
Yeah, I was gonna say acceptance and attitude, which is very important, especially that the culture is different from one part to the other of the world. So yes, acceptance and attitude, and maybe I can add for example, partnership with global AI leaders.
Yeah.
This partnership would be very important to strengthen our knowledge, and definitely like a private technology company to offer us insight and share some resources that they have to equip us with the right tools and resources.
Yeah, excellent. I think we should start first for the implementation phases. We start to conduct need assessments to identify the gaps in technology and training in the institution. This is my suggestion. So we can start small with pilot projects and scale successful initiatives and build upon that. And how can regional policies also support AI in education and for workforce alignment? What do you think about it? From the overview.
I was about to say, Nadia, that I think the ones who like work in this field should be licensed somehow. There must be, like, for example, Saudi Arabia, for example, to work as a narcotics pharmacist, you have to have a certain license for that. Okay. Or like dealing with the critical, part is something that needs specialized licensing. So I think that one thing that we have to, to endorse, for the policies, to be, dealing with AI and education, as educator, you must be licensed for that.
Excellent. Great idea, Prof. Morag. What about Diana, Dr. Diana? Do you have anything to add, or Dr. Sarah?
Yes, I suggest that same as what Dr. Morik was mentioning regarding I think the region as a whole should be working, because as far as I know, regarding the AI, initially it was banned in certain countries at the first stages. Nowadays, I'm not sure whether it's being widely used in all countries, but in certain countries it was restricted to be used. So this will cause the discrepancy. So in this case, the policies should be unified, especially to the healthcare team, because we know that we do have international graduates from all over the country, so they have to be adapted to the tools. So the policies should be not based on one country, it has to be international, more into the global wise, so that the graduates are fully acquainted in a unified manner.
Yes, excellent. Dr. Sarah, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I saw some kind of changes and transformation in education lately, especially in France and US. And I saw like a Bachelor of Digital Health for pharmacists. So every pharmacist will be more acquired when acquainted with this kind of digital health technology, and they understand what's the app and how digital health will work. So it's a kind of merge between what we used to have in pharma and all the digital health technologies. So pharmacists will be well equipped. I hope to see same projects in MENA region. That will be amazing for us, I guess.
Excellent. I think in UAE you are leading a very successful programs. Like we have in Abu Dhabi, Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, للذكاء الصناعي, and this artificial intelligence for master, and they are encouraging people. Also, we have for University of Hamdan bin Rashid, also in Dubai, they are providing certain programs. So I think in UAE we are stepping a very big steps in the use of AI, which it clear that our leaders and we are together. We are thinking of bridging the future, because the future, as you said, it is very advanced. And now in academia, we have to be prepared for this jump, or we will fall down. So let's be preparing, because the market is asking for that. And this is what it come to my mind this session, that we have to speak about the AI in education. So we provide with high competency pharmacists, especially in the as we are pharmacists, so we are supporting the pharmacy provision. And this is what we are thinking of. And of course, by the presence of Janine, Dr. Janine and Prof. Janine and Prof. Barry with us, so we will see them globally, that we are really thinking and trying and working very hard to make a big step in Emirates region in this field. So we can also do, like, we can think of provide subsidized or grants for AI implementation in schools and universities. This is also will support the education, because we say the question is how regional policy makers support AI in education and workforce alignment. We can also develop regional centers of excellence focusing on AI research and training. And this is one of the initiatives that it will help us on building these issues, really. I have also a couple of questions that before our ending this nice event, and that we can see how can we ensure that AI adoption in education is equitable and accessible to learners, especially in the Emirates region. What do you think about it, everyone? I'm giving you good questions, as they are very challenging questions. So what do you think about it, Dr. Sarah? The AI adoption in education, and equitable, and is it equitable, accessible to all learners, especially in the Emirates region?
I think, Dr. Nadia, adoption is not an issue with us in Emirates region. I guess we have lots of young generations that they are very, passionate and they dynamic and they need to experience everything. So adoption is not an issue with us, I guess. But to make sure it's equitable or no, this is something we need to think. I guess regulation needs to be done. Yeah. And again, as Dr. Rana and Dr. Diana said, how to make the balance between using AI and rely on them completely. How to make sure. Dr. Morak said this, how to make sure this is kind of validation of the data that we are acquiring, especially in medication part or patient like management. It's not an easy to rely, because at the end, ChatGPT might make mistakes, as they always said. So you are the one who is verifying as a pharmacist. So this kind of awareness, I guess.
Yes.
And for me, I saw some great examples of our colleagues. The best example I saw, that one of the biggest hospitals here in UAE, the head of the IT department is a pharmacist.
Yes.
The one who's responsible for the digital transformation is a pharmacist. So I aim to have more examples like those, because it means he used to have all his talents to learn about AI, robotics, and everything that's related. So you as a pharmacist can make this kind of balance between using and also understanding the challenges or the barriers. So this is for me.
So all the stakeholders should support each other in the supporting the AI in the workforce and in the education also. So
yeah, Dr. Nadia.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, maybe if we're talking about equity and we're talking about the access to AI between different countries, the one with low economic status and high economic status to be equitable, maybe to help countries that have low income to have subsidized AI tools, like to provide subsidized or free access, let's call it, to essential AI tools and platforms for like schools, for like small businesses and for nonprofit, and maybe work on the skill development as well. So we can offer like free training, affordable training program to develop AI and data related skills for the countries that are unable to have access to AI. So that way they can learn and they can apply it in a healthy way, and there will be not much differences between countries and application of AI, since it will be a must.
Thank you very much. Dr. Prof. Morak, do you have anything to add? Or Dr. Diana?
Yes, Doctor. I would like to add one point. Since it's a platform, we don't have evidence about its effectiveness and the advantages and the doors that will offer. So what we can do, we need to assess the effectiveness. We can compare the students' satisfaction or the alumni who graduated before the AI and who graduated after the AI, and we assess their perception, their knowledge regarding the hands-on training. What are the things that you got benefit? And it's the same tool that will be applied. And then we can compare the students' feedback or the alumni feedback. And then we assess whether the AI was constructive during their university level. And in this case, we will ask about the gaps. Probably we can highlight what are the gaps that are still available in AI, and that will be challenging as well. I would like just to add one more point regarding AI. The implications is very effective towards the educators and towards pharmacists. Pharmacists should be aware that the AI will not be replacing their humanistic part. And for that reason, pharmacists should be able to apply things that are not applied in the AI, probably patient counseling, education, that this will not be replaced by AI, and that will be challenging and has to be more effective in our daily practice. So students should be aware of this point.
So this will give us also this very important points. Also, what's the role can governments play in fostering the integration of AI in education and aligning it with the workforce need? What do you think about it?
Before I get into that question, Dr. Nadia, I just wanted to stress something that each person has mentioned a little bit. And as we get close to the end, and that's on the ethical use of AI. Okay, and I'm the editor of a journal, and we do a deputy editor, and we accept AI, but we want people to acknowledge. You know, we as pharmacists talk a lot about drug information and how to, you know, reference what, you know, citations that we use. We use that. We need to be equally adapt at doing that with AI. Okay, we need to say, hey, we've used AI and be proud of it. And this is how we've used it. And this is the extent to which we've used it. Okay, and in all of our things, even when we're doing a case study or in our teaching materials, or as we're writing a grant, to do something. So I just wanted to stress, each person talked about ethics, and the ethics is to be open, and here's how we've used it, and so that people know that, and then we've covered ourselves. I just wanted to say that because we're getting close to the end.
It's very nice. And now it's back to you. Thank you very much, really. Now it's come to you. If there is any question and answers, you need to check with it from the audience.
We haven't had too many questions. We've had a lot of just nice comments and a lot of positive things going in, and we've had that. So we have a good summary that's here of what we've done.
Thank you.
But I just first off have to thank all of our highly motivated and educated speakers on this topic. I think from what the FIP has done before, this region has shown it's ahead of the other regions in terms of the use of AI, its acceptance of AI, how to use it. And I've really liked what we presented here today. It's very much, and I appreciate each of our speakers for sharing what they've done and how to use it and all that, and then also to look into the future.
Thank you. Do you want me to? I will make the closing summary. And
yes, go ahead, please. You've run it so well.
Thank you very much, really. So thank you all for your active participation in today's webinar, which is empowering education through AI, bridging gaps between learning and workforce development in Emirates. It has been an insightful and engaging sessions, and I would like to take a moment to summarize the key takeaway from each of our sessions. That the role of AI, that to be a role to enhance efficacy and to be used in disease state management. Pharmacy academics can provide training and certifications, also as well as a training for the graduate in effective use of this technology. Dr. Berry, can you continue?
Get in there. Yes, okay. Yes. We also talked a little bit about gamification.
Yes.
And I will say that's more for our current generation of students, but it works even for other generations of students, because once you get into making it interactive, it does that. We're also looking at how to address and track curricular design through some of our current learning management systems like Canvas and that, and it's tracking the use of AI. It's doing that, so I like that. And then of course the development of regional centers for grants. Yes, and then looking at simulation for learning applications. Hopefully that we'll create some workshops based on what we presented here. I saw something from each speaker that I think we can put into a training for AI for FIP. I think we need to meet after this sometime to discuss that. And what can we do? And of course, that was brought up by Marek, that what policies are not only at the institutional level, but also at the governmental level do we need to have passed, do we need to implement in order to take into account all of our stakeholders in what we're doing here. And we've talked about that. I like the real life equipped. I think that's pretty accurate.
Dr. Barry, for example, thank you so much for this point. In Saudi, we have the Saudi Digital and Artificial Intelligence Authority. So they are assigned to regulate their regulator. So I believe the academic centers or institutions or companies, they can make the models and the regulation of these models, and getting approval should be through the authority itself. So that's what I thought about. Okay, so that's how regulations should be in my mind.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's true. And other countries may follow, other states within countries may follow, and even at the institutional level. So we don't know. And then what does the marketplace hold? I think Dr. Ramadan talked about that. There's a marketplace, but what will it do? What does it accept? Okay. And it looks like it's becoming much more accepting than it was even a year ago. Okay. And things are starting to accelerate as we've gone from the easy part of AI into the more advanced steps in its creation. And I'm going to add here, because we talked about digital literacy. I put a comment in, but there's a thing with patients. They have health literacy, they have numeracy literacy. There's a lot of things that we don't know, that patients may not know, and there's a fear of the unknown. So we use lots of jargon and abbreviations in pharmacy, and we need to talk to our patients. Well, when we're using high tech, hey, send me your stuff by email. Well, some people don't have email addresses. Okay, send it by phone. Well, not everybody. So we have to understand that the digital literacy, and even if they have the piece of equipment, do they understand what information or how to access what we're sending them? So we have to, again, want to, not only our students, but also our pharmacists, how do we assess for digital literacy in our patients and in our customers, so that we know that. And then change comes from everyone. All right. So please consider joining FIP. We had a really good that today. Somebody wanted to share the link again. Please share that link again for joining. And let's see. We had one question. How to become a member? Okay, well, that's easy. All right. And I thank everybody. I want to give my special thanks to all the speakers, to Dr. Abrams for putting keeping us on track, and especially for Dr. Nadia, Professor Nadia, for bringing all these speakers together, and having the pleasure of working with her.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you in January.
Of course. Thank you very much. As we conclude, I encourage everyone here today to reflect on how you can contribute to these goals, whether their implementation AI in your classroom, advocating for policy changes, or collaborating with the colleagues to bridge gap between academia and industry. Thank you once again to our distinguished speaker for their invaluable insights and practical recommendation, and to all of you for being an engaged audience. Let's continue to work together to empower education through innovation and collaboration. And on behalf of the FIB and all the organizing teams, especially Prof. Barry and also Prof. Janine, all of them. Also, I wish you all the best and look forward to seeing the impact of these discussions in the month ahead, and have a great day. Thank you very much.